Okay. Sit down, man. Sit down, man. Thank you. Get comfortable. You in the Dreamaker studio, as usually be in the studio. Okay. Welcome, guys. We back. It's your boy Dre, the Dreamaker. And once again, I got another pod for you. And we're going to keep doing this. Y'all keep liking it, I keep doing it. Well, whether y'all like it or not, I'm going to still keep doing it. So, let me give y'all some updates. Here's the things they don't tell you in business and entrepreneurship. So, I've been working on a plaque to put up here. You know what I'm saying? Something to put up here to show y'all that, you know, I do other things. Like, I'm an artist, but at the same time, I'm a businessman, and I need some type of decorative piece here. So, what basically happened was I came up with the name Playmaker. That's what I originally was going to use. I originally was going to use Playmaker. So, I ran with the name Playmaker, and after running with the name Playmaker, what I found out is, oh shoot, the dudes that shoot another podcast got they joint and they joined his name Playmaker. They got the Playmaker headquarters. They do like a sport cop podcast and they do Jim Jones joint. Well, not Jim Jones. Let's rap about it. They do Let's Rap About It joint. I was like, damn, son. I thought I was the Playmaker. I still am the Playmaker, and I'm gonna show y'all that today. But I jumped the gun. You know what I mean? I got an itchy trigger finger. So I jumped the gun and I made some stuff for Playmaker. And I spent some bread. And I lost the bread that I spent. I spent a couple dollars, bro. I spent a couple dollars. But here's the bread that I lost. I made a plaque. I made a plaque. The Playmaker podcast. This looks very familiar, huh? Right? Very, very familiar. Yeah. I better do. This looks very familiar. So I made the Playmaker podcast, but it's really supposed to be the Dreamaker podcast. You see how that went. So I spent bread. I'm ashamed to say how much bread I spent on it because this isn't the only thing I made. So let me show you what else I made. Because I did spend money. I feel so bad, son. Prematurely showing you this. This was supposed to be here. Yeah, somewhere here. You know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be here. I'm supposed to walk you through this. I'm supposed to show you all of this, but it's not. So now I got this stupid ass, excuse my French. I got this stupid thing here and it's useless. Not totally useless, but these are the things they don't tell you in business entrepreneurship. They don't tell you this. So, here's another shout out I gotta give. I gotta give a shout out to, I got an actor in the room. He don't know he's an actor till I told him he was an actor. Got my boy Prime Time in the corner right over there. Prime Time, say what up. What up? What up? All right, cool. He gonna be back there. He gonna be my little guest today. You know what I'm saying? Because I need supervision when I do this stuff. I need somebody to supervise me. Even a supervisor needs a supervisor. Right? So here's another shout out I want to give because I gotta get all of this out the way before we start getting into it. I want to shout out Lux World. Okay, I want to shout out Lux World. Shout out Lux World. I don't know if you noticed the drip. Drip, drip, drip. Ice on the wrist. Okay, so shout out to Lux World. This is her hat. Luxor got her brand. I don't know if anybody promoting it, but here at the Dreamaker podcast, we like to promote brands. You know what I mean? Whatever that brand may be. I like products. Especially if you got clothing, soaps, whatever you got. I like to share the wealth here. We're not gonna be selfish about it. If you got something, swing it in a DM. Right now is the time. Because we doing this all for the love. We in the trenches, and when we in the trenches, is the things we gotta do. All right. So shout out to Lux World. I be rocking this hat all the time. I think I'm gonna have to get another one. Already got like a little light wrinkle in it, like I'm wearing it out. So yeah, this joint's fire. All right, so now I gotta introduce you to some things that was probably on the screen that I didn't get to introduce you to the last time. I didn't get to show you these things the last time. All right, so as you get into my world, you kind of get to see, a little bit of me. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of things I bangs with. So, we spoke about the sneaker last time. This is always gonna be up here. Yo, listen, my sneaker is always gonna be up here. You heard? I put blood and pain into this, so it's gonna be up here. So every time you come on this podcast, you're gonna see my sneaker. You're gonna see the whole work I put in. You heard? Stop playing with me. All right. Now, also, you see these here. We're gonna talk about these for a second. All right. This is the Emperor, or for those of you who don't know that tone, this is the Emperor. Okay. This is the Emperor. This is the boss. This is HNIC. You see what I'm saying? This is who this is. And this is the Empress. You know what I'm saying? When they come together, you know what I'm saying? They stay right there, you heard? A little decor. You're gonna need that as you shoot. I don't wanna have a plain background and y'all just looking at me all day because let's keep it a buck. I'm entertaining, but I'm not that entertaining, you heard? Alright. So what we're gonna talk about today is this. We gotta touch bases on you know what I'm getting tired of? I'm getting tired of the AI generated photos, especially the ones y'all doing for promo. Like, I get it, it's cool, but from an artist standpoint, because I am an artist, I do draw. I haven't, when I touch pen to pad, when I come up with a design or a product, as case in point, I get busy. So when I see y'all come up with this AI generated photos, it's like, yo, that joint tiring, bro. Like, I'm tired of seeing that. All due respect. Like, I get it. AI is here to help us, but damn, y'all, like, the internet is getting flooded with the AI generated stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I use AI to generate my stuff too, but y'all then. Like, every other post is AI generated. Like, bro, come on. You can't come up with nothing else in there? Like, bro. I feel like they should charge more. They should charge a high premium for AI generated stuff. That way, it's not a low entry barrier. Because it's such a low entry barrier, everybody's using it, and it's looking it makes AI look trash. Like, you could really do powerful things with AI, but you're not gonna be able to do powerful things with AI if you just grab the AI and say, "Hey, make me a bunny." Like, that ain't gonna work. Tired of that. But the main thing I want y'all to focus on when it comes to AI is this. When it comes to AI in your business, a lot of you are running your business, whether it be small business, and there's a ton of AI platforms to use. Obviously, ChatGPT, you guys run to that, cool. But before ChatGPT, I want to get into that. Before ChatGPT, before AI came out, and I want you to understand this, before AI, there was NI. Anybody know what that is? I didn't think so. Before AI, there was NI. NI is also known as natural intelligence. And it's unfortunate because, I don't know if people have that anymore. There's other forms of intelligence than artificial intelligence. You got natural intelligence. That's my selection. You got emotional intelligence. The intelligence levels keep going. But y'all leaning on artificial intelligence? Bro, let me tell you something. Y'all gotta do better than that. Y'all gotta really get creative with these platforms that's in front of you. Y'all have to. It's important. Because at the rate y'all going, y'all just gonna wear it out, man. Y'all gonna wear it out. You need your natural intelligence. You can't lean towards AI for every single thing. It's just not gonna work. I give you an example. I'm not saying AI isn't good. AI is great. I've used AI for damn near a lot of stuff, whether it be the podcast or outside the podcast. But in the same breath, the difference with the way I use it, and quote me if I'm wrong, because I'm not dependent on it. And I understand that the limitations to AI, right? Especially as an artist, right? I understand the limitations to AI. I understand what can be done. A lot of you making your AI generated images, and then you make it, you start to make some changes, and at the end, it don't even look like you. It look like somebody up the block. I'm looking at this person like, who the hell is that? Man, that look crazy. That look crazy. I'm looking like, yo, this makes no sense. So, tip of advice, lean on your natural intelligence. It's going to do you some justice, especially when you're using AI. Especially when you're using AI. I spent a lot of my time studying AI before I used it. I was like, AI been out since COVID. A lot of people don't know that. AI been out a little bit before COVID, and I never touched it until probably just a year ago. My whole thing was, if I'm gonna use something, I want to make sure I know how to use it all the way. I want to max it out. You get what I'm saying? I firmly believe in, taking advantage of tools, just like most of you doing, but understanding the tool that you use it. You get what I mean? AI could only solve a certain amount of problems. And for some of you, you guys lean on it to solve everything. Is what it is. So, when it comes to your small business, I want you to take a little heed. If you have a social media page, now listen, I'm about to give you some sauce right now. If you got a social media page, use AI for all your captions. Use AI for all your captions, you heard? I just gave you the ultimate sauce. Some of you know, some of you don't. Right? Take that little bit of sauce and run with it. If you want paid sauce though, because I love paid sauce, right? Slide in the DM. Cut a check. Let's break bread. I could really show you how to, break AI and open it up, and then you could do the things I'm doing. I mean, whether you agree with what I'm doing or not, whether you like it or not, you know what I'm saying? I could do that. I could show you that. And that's just for a little small fee. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little small fee. I don't need much. You know what I mean? Feed the family. Spread the wealth. Remember what I said? I don't know if you remember what I said the last podcast. It don't take nothing to support a small business. My small business, on the other hand, it don't take nothing to support. I'm not like asking y'all for bread, but I mean, sure, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if y'all want to get bread. I mean, you give a like here and there. You know what I'm saying? I take a like. I take a repost. Shout out to everybody that reposted me. I really appreciate that. I got a couple reposts that I didn't expect. And shoot, I would go down the list right now, but it's so many different names, bro. And, a lot of times when you in this journey of entrepreneurship, you don't realize who your supporters really are or who really mess with you, right? So when you see support come out of certain areas, I take heed of that. Everybody that shouted me out, I take heed of that. Everybody that didn't shout me out, I still mess with y'all. But I'd be lying if I said our relationship ain't changed. I'd be lying if I said our relationship ain't changed. I think our relationship changed, son. I think our relationship changed, son. You know how I think our relationship changed? I think our relationship changed because now what I'm noticing is, you didn't shout me out. You ain't like. But you know what you did, though? You watched me. I mean, obviously, you can't tell who's watching. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell who's watching, but sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me. I feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Starting to get a certain level of paranoia in this motherfucker, boy. Okay, cool. Back to business. So, using AI in small business, you want to know what that looks like? I'm going to show you. There are prompts that you can use Some of you know, some of you don't. For those who do know, that's cool. That's cool. But I have a list of prompts that you can use that probably most of you don't even have. I have over 1,000 prompts that you can use for AI. No cap. I'm joking. It's all cap in my raps. No, I do have 1,000 caps. I do have 1,000 prompts for you. I have 1,000 prompts that you could put into AI that can really target how you think and grow your brand, which is very important, especially for small business. I do this for all business, but I have a little soft spot for small business because I know what it's like to be a small business on the block. It's kind of like David and Goliath. You know what I'm saying? David is a small business. I'm a David. You know what I'm saying? I'm overlooked. But when I take this slingshot, boy, and I aim it at you, at a Goliath, Goliath is going down. Trust and believe. So I do have a small soft spot for small business, and I really want to see a lot of these small businesses that I know and have been known for a while do extremely well. So for the small business, I might, I do consultations. I think that's fair. I'm not charging an absorb amount of, fees or anything like that. Nothing crazy. Because at the end of the day, a small business has to grow as well. I'm not no big marketing firm, but I have a big marketing brain and I haven't been using it. I have been focused on other things on this big marketing brain, but now I'm bringing this big marketing brain to you, right? And a lot of you are wondering what qualifies me to do this, right? Cool. Because there's a lot of gurus, right? There's a lot of gurus and there's a lot of quote unquote gurus. There's a lot of people who say they do things and you ain't really sure if they do things. So I'm gonna have to run you down my roster on what I do. I'm an artist. I started off as an artist. Okay? I started off as an artist in small business before AI. Right? When I only had natural intelligence. And I use my natural intelligence and I leverage that to make money. Right? Because the number one goal of a business is to make bread. If you're not making bread, you're not doing business, baby. That's just what it is. You have to make money. You have to make money. Oh, sidebar. Since we talk about making bread, if you like my podcast and you like the way it looks and you want your podcast to look like this, go on the page and book it. Book it. I shoot your pod. That's what I do. I'm an active. Hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo. Hey, yo, pause on that. But you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. So, if you like this podcast, you like the way it looks, you like the aura, because trust me, you're not going to be on this background here. I got a whole studio here. I got a whole nother background for you. I got a background there. I got a background here. You got options that look really good. I could do interview podcasts. I could do one-on-one podcasts. I could do solo podcasts. I could do group podcasts. Okay. We have all the equipment here to your disposal. Okay. Sorry. I got a little bit off topic because, I got to focus on my business and bread first, which is my bread and butter and how I'm able to come every week and shoot for y'all, hopefully, because this is what's making me money. Back to this. So, a lot of you wondering what qualifies me for this because, you guys lean on AI now, and according to AI, I may not be qualified. Who knows? I may not be qualified, but you know what qualifies me? Credentials. Credentials qualify me. Okay, so what are my credentials? Went to school, wasted time. Graduated, wasted time. Came to the conclusion that in order to make money, you gotta be a hustler. And not hustle in the sense of, I'm gonna get all the coins about you. No, hustler in the sense of you really gotta use your brain. You really have to focus and lock in and use your brain. If you're not using your brain, you're wasting time. Straight up. You're wasting time if you're not using your brain. And you know what I mean when I say using your brain? Not leading no AI. I'm going to give you an example of how I use my brain and how I made money and how I'm going to continuously make money. I never wanted to be in front of the camera. Let's establish that. I'm only in front of the camera because there's bread here. That's very important for you guys to know. I'm only in front of the camera because there's bread here. And I know there's money here. Initially, when I started, remember, I told you I was an artist. I was drawing for a whole bunch of influencers. Some you may know, some you may not. But I was literally drawing for a whole bunch of influencers. And you know what I was drawing? I was drawing the caricatures, the images of them. Basically, all the AI images that you see now of people, I was doing that by hand before AI came out. I was doing that before COVID. I was doing that 1 or 2 years after Instagram came out. That's how I was making my bread. Because I was using my brain. I didn't care about I didn't care about video. I didn't care about fame. I cared about bread. I didn't care about nothing else. I was just like, yo, how can I get this money? You feel me? How can I get this bread? That's what I was focused on. I was like, yo, how can I get this money? How can I lock in? And I figured it out. I said, you know what? I'm going to draw other influencers and collab with other influencers. And then I'm going to take up the crumbs that come from that and make money. And that's what I did. A lot of influencers don't even know how much money I made off of them. A lot of them don't. So let me give you a backstory. 2017, I was working. Shout out to the working man, because I respect the working man, all right? There's nothing wrong with work. Tired of y'all people saying that, yo, you shouldn't be working. Yeah, you gotta work, son. How else are you going to supply food for yourself and your business? There's two types of ways to this sidebar. I know I'm going off track, but there's two type of ways to success. You know what? There's more than two types. There's many ways to success. And if you listen to different gurus, you're going to get different, quote unquote, gurus. You're going to get different answers. A lot of people, like I said, I spoke about this last time. A lot of people go, you shouldn't be working. You gotta hustle it up. Yeah, you could do that, or you could go to work, take your time, focus, lock in, and then when you're looking at the back, pause. When you in the back, pause. Before you know what, you close your eyes, pause, and you in the front, pause. Another way of saying sometimes it's not where you're at. Sometimes it's where you're at up here. Sometimes you gotta lock in and go for it. Anyways, so back in 2017, I was working. I went on, unfortunately, things didn't go well. I went on strike in 2017, right? 2017, I went on strike, had no bread, unemployment ain't hitting. They give me a little stipend check. I'm not making no money, son. No bread, right? So I said, yo, let me get back on Instagram. Because I got ample time. I'm like, yo, let me get back on Instagram, see what's up. I get back on Instagram. As I get back on Instagram, I'm like, yo, let me start drawing again. I said, hold up. I'm not just about to be drawn to just be drawn. That's just not going to happen. I need to draw and make bread. I'm not going to be no starving artist out here. There are a lot of starving artists, and I'm not one of them. I refuse to starve. I don't even touch a pen unless I get paid. I'm not drawing unless I get paid up front. And I'm not even taking any type of bread. Like, there's a certain number I look for in order to make me touch that pen. There's a certain number. So, I'm on Instagram, and I'm like, yo, no, I need to make bread off of this. So, you know what I did? I said, all right, Instagram is new. There's a lot of influencers on this platform. And I'm scrolling. I'm doom scrolling before doom scrolling was a thing. And I'm studying and I'm lurking. And you know what I did? I said, you know what? Let me start reaching out to some influencers. So I reached out to a few influencers. Yo, what up? I need to chop it with you. Yo, what's good, bro? What's going on? Hey, what's up? What you got going on? Yo, check it out. I don't know if you know, but I draw. And I got a fire drawing of you that you could do for your profile pic. Mind you, this is before AI. I got a fire profile pic I could draw for you. What up? All right, cool. No problem. Next thing you know, locked in, do the collab. I get the shout out. You know what happens to my DMs? My DMs get flooded. My DMs get flooded. Now, I got a whole people that want caricatures, right? And I got the link on my page on my Instagram in 2017 before these links was popping. Had a checkout and all that. Checkout, boom. Checkout, boom. You know when I made a big bag? I made a cup. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I made a couple big bags. I did a piece of artwork for a comedian. Some of you may know, some of you may not. I did a piece of artwork for Ken Starr. Reach out to Ken Starr. Yo, what up? Yo, listen, Ken. Yo, listen. I know you funny and all, but you don't be funny. A funny picture of you. Or yeah, I draw, bro. I got you, Ken Starr. You know, I support small business and I support likeness of a business. And Ken Starr's brand is fire. He make me laugh. He's funny, and these are the people I like to do business with. These people I like to reach out with. So I reach out to him. He said, "All right." I sent him the link of the photo. He laughed. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna use this, right?" He uses it. Yo, bro, let me tell you something. After he used it, in one day, I had 30 customers, and I was charging $65 a head. Pause. I was charging $65 a head, and I had 30 people on deck in the day. In the day. It was like 30, 35 people on deck, somewhere around there. I know it was in the 30s. Yo. So you know what happened? I learned my first lesson in business when I'm using my natural intelligence. This is before AI once again. I said, yo, I gotta draw 30 ads. That's crazy. And you know what I did? I drew 30 heads. And I bust my ass because, you know, at the end of the day, I wasn't working. I drew the 30 heads. And that's how I made my first decent bag. It was definitely over $1,000. It was over $1,000. I did it in like a week, 2 to 5 business days, everybody. But even after that first day of getting 35 people and that was 35 people within the week. 35 people locked in, about 20 people locked in, 15 people locked in later during the week. And then that's when I realized, I said, oh, I could get paid to draw. Boom. So I upped it. I said, yo, check this out. Everybody that I drew for, I said, yo, post this on your page. I'm going to collab with you. We're going to show this artwork and show people what I do. And sure enough, when I did that, here come another 5, 2, 3 people from each person. Right? So when you look at it, I probably made, in like a month, I probably made like a little $4 grand off of one influencer. That's not including the other influencers that I reached out to and did photos and images for. And you know what happened? I got overwhelmed. I said, damn, I can't do this shit. I said, damn. It was 1 month I had to draw 150 heads. I said, damn. This is crazy. I'm not even working, but now it feels like work. This doesn't feel like the way it's supposed to feel. This entrepreneur thing is hard. It doesn't feel the way it's supposed to feel. I'm like, yo, I'm working mad hard. I'm working mad hard. What the hell is going on? I'm drawing mad photos. I'm like, yo, there gotta be a solution to this. So you know what I did? Outsource. This is the next level of entrepreneurship that you need to learn about. You need to learn when the work is too much for you to do, spread it, dish it out. You can't do it all by yourself, bro. Imagine me doing 150 heads a month before AI. Let me tell you something. Hold on, I got you. If I had AI at that time, in 2017, if it was available, if I had access to it, bro, You know how much bread I would have made? You know how much bread I would have made? Because I wouldn't have to outsource the work. I wouldn't have to. I would have just made my bread. I wouldn't have to. I wouldn't have to outsource no work. But I had to outsource the work. And as an entrepreneur, that's another thing you have to learn. You can't do this on your own. You can't do this by yourself. You need help. You need people like me. You need people that do different things. You need people to do the things that you need done. You're not going to be able to do it on your own. Let's just establish that. I learned that. I cannot do this on my own. I'm wise enough to know that. And I hope you are too. So, 2018 comes. I'm doing this for a couple months. Later in 2018 comes. I come to a break. I'm maxed out. I done made a bag off of it. I'm tired now. I don't want to do this no more. Give me something else to do. I don't want to do this no more. I take a little break, right? I take a little break off of social. I made my bread and I ran on some, hustler stuff. And I learned, I can't do that. It's not sustainable. I can't just keep running back where the bag is at, make a bag and then dip. I can't do that. It's not sustainable. I need to establish a brand and I need to stay with it. I used to go by Gator NYC, for those who don't know. I was Gator before, all these other people call themselves Gator. I used to go by Gator NYC. And I established a brand, I ran with it. I was doing all my artwork, boom. And I dropped it and I left. I boogied. I went back to the workforce. That's the mistake I made. I went back to the workforce instead of tripling down on what I had. If I tripled down on what I had, who knows where I would have went. But in hindsight, now that I'm speaking to you, it's a good thing I didn't stay there, because even after watching it, I started to notice it was getting saturated. People picked up on what I was doing, and now they was doing it. I'm like, oh, shoot. And then today's date, from 2017 until now, I would have got 8. ChatGPT would have ate my business alive, right? You got to know when to pivot, and you got to use your natural intelligence before you lean on artificial intelligence, right? So I use my natural intelligence and say, listen, I need to make money, and I need to figure out how to make money the way I can make money, right? Now, if I had ChatGPT at the time, or any type of artificial intelligence, AI, I would have then kicked it to AI, not even just the images to draw it, but if I had the ability to reach out to AI and ask it like, what can I do not only to maximize my profits, but to lessen my workload? You know what I would have been? Still making money. You get what I'm saying? That's why AI works differently for me, right? Now, me in 2026, I have this tool. So you know what that means? Listen, first of all, that means a lot of y'all need to get on your SHIT. And let me tell you why. AI is a powerful tool, right? In the right hand. It's Thor's hammer, right? AI is Thor's hammer, son, right? But not all y'all are worthy to pick it up. All y'all can't pick up Thor's hammer. I can. I'm telling you, I can. I be wielding AI like this. This light. What? That's just what it is. I advise you to study how to use AI before you jump onto it. Again, study how to use AI before you jump onto it, because I'm tired of AI generated images. My people's tired of AI generated images. I think everybody is getting overwhelming now. There's even there's even a toggle app on IG that before you post it, say, is there any AI generated images in here? Please swipe right. Like, it's like a little swipe right. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. They want to know if what you about to upload is AI generated. It's getting ridiculous now. It's like, what happened to creativity? What happened to that? Before you know it, like, shoot, people not even gonna shoot podcasts no more. They're just gonna type it in a prompt take 50 pictures of himself, like, yo, talk about this for an hour. I'm out. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, this form of shooting is not that it's dead, but it's this damn near gonna be nostalgic, right? It's damn near gonna be nostalgic. Right? So when y'all watching this years from now, AI done killed us off and stuff. You know what I mean? I died to the AI Terminator. Just know that I was right. Just know that I was right. Okay. Another thing I want to get into. I'm gonna add some segments to the show. This is still a freshly new show. And one of the segments I'm gonna add, right? Because I do cinematography, I do videography, and one of the segments I want to add something with either movies or actors, right? I ain't gonna lie, I like movies, son, and I like the movie business, right? I like actors too, so I want to incorporate something in that. If y'all got any tips, let me know. Even if I do like an actor of the week, nah, I can't do actor of the week. You know why? I'm gonna run out of actors. I'll run out of actors. You know what I'm gonna do? A movie or a show of the week. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. A movie or a show. One movie or a show. Or a scene. Or something like that. The favorite scenes in a movie. Right? Because I need y'all to, kind of get into how I think. You know what I'm saying? This thing up here, it's worth millions, but I know for some of y'all probably think it's worth pennies, but my mama said my mama said it's worth millions. Okay? And I listen to my moms. You know what I'm saying? My daddy said it's worth billions. I definitely listen to my dad. So I want to do that. I want to incorporate some type of, not necessarily shout out, but like movie. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to do that. I want y'all to, hit me in the DM, because y'all been hitting me in the DM lately. Keep it up. I like the feedback. I like this energy. This is good energy, and I'm gonna need this. And if you come here with your negativity, pack you up, son, because we don't need that. We need positivity here, right? Especially as a small business. These are things they don't tell you when it comes to small business and entrepreneurship. Positivity is extremely important, and you're gonna need that. You're gonna need positivity when you in business, because, like I tell you, there are freaking sharks out here. But don't worry. Once again, there are sharks, but I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't hide. I'm a wolf. I'm a wolf, right? See the difference? These sharks, they won't tell you they sharks. They like hide and bite you. I'm a wolf. And I'm not wolf in the bad way. I'm not like a wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm not coming to you like that. I'm telling you I'm a wolf, right? So, there's good things when it comes to a wolf. We run in packs. So join the wolf pack and you good. You're not in the wolf pack, pack you up. Pack you up, son, if you're not in the wolf pack. Pack you up. Wolf are very loyal animals. Wolf are very loyal animals. They are very strong animals. They are leaders in their field. And I'm a leader in my field, whether you respect it or not. So, with that being said, this is once again the Dreamaker podcast. And hopefully next time I get my banner up here where y'all can see it. And, I don't have this. Okay, so, I got to tell you this. Y'all know I told you I wasted this, right? I wasted my bread on this. And I'm going to tell you how much I wasted on this. Damn, I kind of don't want to tell y'all. I wasted $200 on this, right? These are things they don't tell you in business or entrepreneurship. I wasted $200 on this, and I can't return it. So I had to order another one. So I'm $400 in. But, listen, for those who you care, you care. If you don't care, it is what it is. But these are things they don't tell you in business and entrepreneurship. They don't tell you the money that goes behind this. They don't tell you the things you lose. See, me, listen, all my life I lost a lot. So, and that don't mean I didn't get W's, but I know how to lose. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all take one L and the world's over. You know what I'm saying? The world's over. I'm gonna kill myself. Like, nah, I got through that a long time ago. I was young and dumb. I'm here now. We over that. we got responsibilities out here. We can't be doing that. So, thank you for tuning to the Dreamaker podcast. It has been a pleasure. Thank you, Ty, for showing up and giving me some assistance on the cameras and the autofocus. I appreciate that. Thank you for the listeners. Whether you listening or not, that's fine. I know you're gonna listen because it is what it is. I know you like this. I know you like you. Listen, you can say you don't like this, but I know you like this, son. I know you like this, right? I know. You can say what I know. I know what it really is. I know what it really is. So, peace.
Dreamaker podcast.